Nancy asks a good question. Her specific question is, do you by chance have a teaching that debunks the Zadok calendar? If so, would you please send me a link? Now I'm going to add to Nancy's question, how to debunk another calendar. And I want to tell you that the easiest way to debunk another calendar is not to understand what it represents. It is to ask the person that believes their calendar how it represents Yeshua crucified and how it represents our redemption. Any calendar should be able to answer in detail how it represents Yeshua crucified and how it represents our redemption. I think that we don't approach the situation correctly because Jude says, Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that you should earnestly contend, that is, struggle for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. I see in so many instances as believers' eyes are open to Torah and the Jewishness of their Messiah, that they become lost in the first covenant. And the scriptures that they read diminish in volume as they turn more from what's written in the second covenant, the New Testament, than what is written in the first covenant, the Old Testament. And they begin to spend their time there because they want to understand what is given. But beloved, that is an error, because Jude says we're to contend for the faith that was once delivered to the saints. And you may have forgotten or not understood that Yeshua was there from the beginning. So even what we're given about the biblical calendar should in some way, shape, or form absolutely represent who Yeshua is and what he came to do. Look at Hebrews 12:2. Looking unto Jesus, the author of our faith and the finisher of our faith. He wrote it down and he did it. Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Look at John 1:3. All things were made by him, Yeshua, and without him was nothing made that was made. Look at Colossians 1:16. For by him were all things, Yeshua, created that are in heaven, that are in earth, visible, invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him. So when we're talking about the calendar, we absolutely cannot look at a calendar apart from it explaining to us who Yeshua is, how he came to redeem mankind, and how we gained our redemption. Any calendar should be able to answer these questions. And beloved, that is what you're to contend for. You are to struggle with them and ask them, show me Yeshua in what you believe. It really is just that simple. Anything else, talking about the days that are in the Enoch calendar, talking about the Zadok calendar, anything else is not worth your time. Because even when we look at the 7 first fruits of the 7 species calendar that were distributed through the year and into the Moedim, we see an aspect of Yeshua's personality. And I'm going to run them down really quick here for you so you can get a better idea of what I'm saying and why. Someone's calendar that they believe should contain so much Yeshua you trip over him every time you hear them talk.
Barley, he was the son of Adam. Wheat, he was the son of God.
Grapes, wine, it was his blood that was shed for us. Figs, His heart was full of the word of God. Pomegranates, he's our high priest that wore bells on his garment. Dates, he's the righteous judge. And finally, olive oil, he's the Mashiach, he's the anointed one of Elohim. Every part of the calendar should represent that one who's the author and finisher of our faith, that one who was there in the beginning, and by whom and through whom all things were created.